so glad you're here. Happy Friday. Today is August 5th, 2022, and happy new school year. All right, for our photography class today, we're going to be doing photography assignment number 1, and it is project-based learning. I'm going to take off my earring, it keeps clanging. All right, and I am Mrs. Gilly, so happy to be here with you. All right, photography assignment number 1 is a window study. A study in art is exploring a topic, such as a window. Take lots of shots of windows. For example, take pictures of store windows with neon signs, rainy windows with cascading drops, and windows open and shut at different times of the day. Be playful. All right, so for this assignment next week, we're going to present. And for this assignment, you will pick your favorite window photograph and share out in our next class. You can either write a paragraph description or you can choose to take the microphone and do an artist talk. Some things to include. What is this photograph? What is it about? Why did you choose to photograph this scene? And what are the challenges of photographing from, through, and of a window? And this is due August 12th, 2022. And I'm going to share some of my window pictures because I was reflecting on windows. And so I went through my Instagram, Io Scoodler, and I found some of my window pictures. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my window pictures and share out. Also, the name Scoodler comes from Mr. Gilly, and he is so sweet. And that's one of my nicknames is Scoodler because he says I'm a school teacher who likes to doodle. So he calls me Scoodler sometimes. All right, so here's a picture of a community art project inspired by the artist Marc Chagall. And so we used tissue paper in our classroom and decorated the window. So there's an example of a window. All right, here's when I visited Notre Dame School of Art. There's windows too, lots of stairs. But the focal point really are the words and the door. So there's a lot going on. So the focal point really isn't the windows, aren't the windows, excuse me. But I wanted to share out so we can talk about the different pictures. What my hope is that you'll get some windows that are just windows, and so that we have the windows as a focal point. All right, here's another shot that I took. Okay, so this one's a little different. I I made it into glitch photography post-production, and this is a window that I took at the beginning of the pandemic. So we went to the laundromat to do our laundry, and I really like taking pictures of the laundry in the dryer. I know it sounds weird, but to me it's fun. All right, so I was taking a snapshot of the clothes in the dryer, and you can see the reflection. And I just thought it was super duper cool, and is a fun way to pass time while you're doing laundry. All right, here's a picture of a thrift store in Monterey, California. I think it's called Meow. And here are some hats. I glitchified this one. Notice also when you look through at the picture, you can see another building there. You can see a street light, and you can see a stoplight. But I love the hats. They seem to be floating. All right, here's a window. Well, here's a picture from the front window of our car. And we were driving to Indianapolis to see my mother-in-law. And the rain had just stopped, and these bright, beautiful, vibrant, cottony clouds were there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get a picture. So that's a picture of that. You can still see a little bit of the water on the road. So definitely take lots of pictures. You can take it from in the car, looking through the window, at a window, or through, at, or from a window. Excuse me. But I do want you to get some shots of actual windows too. But I want us to expand our ideas of windows, okay? So here's a picture of a bookshop, and you see that window in the front, and I think it's pretty cool. So I just wanted to share that one as well. Now we have this picture. It's a thrift shop. Um, never as the same as it never was, inspired by Talking Heads. And we have lots of windows, but they're not really the focal point. To me, the focal point are these funky chairs here. I love those. I think they're super duper cool. And I took this from a window as well, from the car window. I take a lot of pictures in the car. All right, here's a picture. This was a throwback picture when I taught in Florida. And one of my students with autism, he really loves school buses. So I took a gazillion pictures of school buses. Oh, you might hear Fozzie in the background too. He likes to take part in class as well. All right, so I took this picture and it's a reflection picture. And so I encourage you as well, if you'd like to get some reflection pictures, you can do that within the window too. All right, here's another laundromat photo. I love how you can see the movement. You can see a little bit of reflection, but not too much. I think it's kind of cool there. All right, so this is my office when the pandemic first started. And so I want to also throw this out there. Computers can also be a window, computer screens. All right, so this is our second grade classroom from when I taught at the Waldorf School in California, and you see the window. The window is the focal point, and of course, the lovely art of rainbows. Here's another window from the car. You see the droplets of water. So I love to take pictures when it's raining. And so I encourage you to explore that as well. Another laundromat photo. You see the reflection of what's going on. And I love how it changes up. So you can see kind of like the movement there. Uh-oh, the battery's running low. Let me charge the battery. There we go. All right. All right, there you have dryer door open, window door open. All of them in a row, closed. Now we have, aw, I just read that the message again from a special family member. All right, so now we have the windows in the produce department. So you see lots of eggs, the Just Egg, the vegan egg substitute. So you see that as well. Or would it, I wonder if it's called the produce because it's not really fruits and veggies, but milk or the dairy department or whatever. But anyways, it's the egg department. And so I thought it was kind of cool because you can kind of see the lines of the grocery store, and I was super like had super duper anxiety of shopping in person when the pandemic started because we didn't really know what was going on, and I have asthma, so I was really concerned, and I took this picture. All right, so photography helps me to get in the zen a little bit, so I'm not so worried about things. Kind of can step back and reframe. All right, so here is a popcorn machine, and I love how you have the window there where you can see what's going on. You can see through the window, and you can see the icy machine, or is that might be a reflection? I think it was behind us. Yeah, it's a reflection. But I love this like wave of popcorn. It looks so buttery, yummy, good. All right, here's when we were driving to Yosemite through the window in the car. Oh, and then I had to do jury duty. So there's jury duty, but there's some windows there. All right, this is flying over the Rocky Mountains through the window of an airplane. So if you are going to fly anywhere this week, please do take some pictures from the airplane. All right, this is from San Francisco. It is, excuse me, it is a window. You see, I just wish I had gotten the window more in focus. I think that the uh, the telephone pole and all the wires are kind of like dominating the scene, but I just love the way the architecture here is. It's so ornate. All right, here's a wonderful Victorian house in San Francisco. Lots of windows, but windows really aren't the focal point. The house, the whole house is a focal point, and then as well as the stairs, it's just beautiful. If you really want to get in, focus on windows, try to look for patterns in windows. This is from a building down in San Francisco. This is from a window when I taught high school art. I was teaching about Mondrian. And so I had the kids create this with tissue paper, and it was a community art project. I love this. This RV would often be at Monterey Beach, and we lived close to the beach, so we could walk to the beach. And we'd often see this Van Gogh RV, and I thought it was so cool. And you see the purple film on the window there, but the windows really aren't the focal point because you're drawn to look at the paint that is inspired by Van Gogh. But I just thought I'd share this. Some windows as well. All right, some more windows. This is from Virginia City, Nevada. I had to think about that for a second. It's near Reno, and it is known for silver mining. And so this is a silver dollar hotel. Lots of windows. If you notice up here, the curtains are drawn a little bit. So I wonder if somebody's looking out the window. That would be an interesting picture. All right, maybe there's like Mrs. Kravitz up there looking out the window. What's going on? All right, and then of course, display windows. You can totally take pictures of display windows. Lots of bakery goods there. And this is from Virginia City as well. There was a saloon that led to the silver mines. We took a tour, and you see the artifacts through the window case. And I thought this was really cool. The 3 windows there. The way we were driving, the house was down the hill a little bit. So you really focus on the windows. And I like that. I think this is a good picture example for our assignments because your focal point are the windows. All right. So when we were driving to Reno one time from Monterey, there was a huge snowstorm. And me being from Florida, I was super jazzed. I was super excited. I was like, prayed for a rainstorm or a snowstorm. I prayed for snow. And boy, did we get snow. And so I took this picture through the car window on our trip. And there's the snow shovel. The trip. Rain. You see that rain going across the window there. This is from an antique shop. You can see the display windows. Front store windows at Christmas. This is from a place called the Quill in Pacific Grove. You can see the reflection there of another building, the street lines, a house, and then you can see a little bit of the ocean and sky as well. All right, so this picture is from Tampa. It is from the airport shuttle. So it's taking it from the inside of the airport shuttle. And this is from the airplane from Florida. And another road trip from the front window. Oh, I included this because I thought it was when I found it again, I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about it. And it makes me so happy. Sometimes I'll like run into students or former students, and one of my students was working at McDonald's and surprised me with the ice cream cone. So I thought that was cool. So I took that picture from the car. I was like, yay. All right. And here's Monterey, California from the airplane window. All right, and this is downtown Tampa. Now, there are lots of windows. One thing I wish I had done was make it more, have more contrast. So it's all kind of blending together. I think it, reflecting now, if I can find the original, I try to add more contrast post-production to really make it pop. Here's a window from a children's hospital in Florida. And here are some windows from Sacred Heart Catholic Church in downtown Tampa. I took this from the car because we were going downtown to visit a family member in the hospital, and sometimes in the car I would take pictures um, to look for the beauty around me during a trying time. All right, and here you see downtown Tampa, Florida. This is Art Deco inspired. And then the skyline of Tampa. See lots of windows there, but that's not the main focal point. It's more the skyline and the clouds. All right, here is somewhere between Cali and Florida from the airplane window. All right. This is a picture from River Road. I used to commute a lot to teach, and the dirt from the road, because there was lots of farms, got up on the window. So if you have stuff on the window, it's perfectly fine, and it can add to your story. So you want to be able to have pictures where you can tell a story about it. And this is River Road, and you see the mountain. And when I look to the left and to the right, and this was going through Salinas, you can see lots and lots of crops, often lettuce and artichokes and different plants. And it is known as the salad bowl of California. All right, here's another popcorn machine. So we're looking through that popcorn machine, but we don't see a lot of popcorn. So I thought it was interesting. I like the neon. I love taking pictures with neon. So I got to take more pictures with windows of neon because I think it looks cool. This was actually taken at Target in Monterey. All right, so here's a pagoda, and this is in San Francisco at the Japanese Tea Garden in the Golden Gate State Park. And you see the pagoda windows, the shapes, as well as a tree and the bright colored pagoda. I think it's just beautiful. Now the windows are not the focal point, but I did want to share a lot of my pictures with windows. All right, circling back. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this one. This is one of my favorite photos. It's called Skip Now Hop. I named this photo. The ones that I really like, I name. So I called it Skip Now Hop because it reminds me when you're little, you're like, follow the leader, and somebody's like, Skip Now Hop. And so this is at the DeYoung Museum, and some students were on a field trip, and they're just having a really wonderful time. All right, and here's in Watsonville, you see windows in a house. You see that some of the windows have curtains, and then some are pull down shades. This is from the De Young again. The wall of windows. So you see the wall going down the hallway and then the reflection. And there was a beautiful garden there. And in San Francisco, because of the hills, you can have your camera up straight and take curved pictures or diagonal pictures, excuse me. And so you see the windows there. Some of the windows are partly open. You see part of the curtain open there. All right, and this is Stanford University. I took some of my students on a field trip to Stanford, and it was super duper fun. Went exploring in different halls. Some of the halls were kind of like they didn't have a lot of light going on. I was like, wow, that's interesting. And so you can see the light, the natural light coming through the windows. You see it a little bit reflected on the floor, but it's kind of dark and a little chilly there. That was an interesting building for sure. And then you have another from the antique store. Love the chairs there. This is from Yosemite. You see they you don't have to actually have a full window. This is a covered bridge and then there's a window at the top. And then this is a window from our room at a hotel in Coors Gold, California. And you can see through the curtains, the cloudy sky and the mountains. And then there's another road trip somewhere in Cali. Soup's on, Eric's Deli and Seaside. And then here's a picture from a hotel in Seaside when our apartment got flooded. We thankfully we knew the manager of the hotel and he bumped up our room and gave us a really wonderful room. And so it was really fancy and it was awesome and such a blessing. And so this is from the glass elevator. So I took a picture from the glass through the glass window elevator. All right, here's a picture from our hotel room. You see the curtain there. Oh my gosh, they're working outside. Sorry about that. And you see the little lake there, and it's in Seaside, and then you see some of the sand dunes as well as the ocean. All right, here's another photo from Salinas, and you see the apartment, and you see the raindrops. I love how the raindrops change up the image. Here you go here. This is also in Seaside. It's a shopping area, but I love how the rain kind of is so unpredictable and it kind of changes up the image. All right, this is from an antique store in Pacific Grove. I don't know if it's still there, but it was downtown in Pacific Grove and they had such a cool collection of many things. I particularly love old typewriters and I loved finding old typewriters there. Of course, I didn't buy any of the I was like window shopping, but I just thought they were super duper cool. And so you see that big mirror in the window in the display case, and then you can see the reflection through the window. You see the bottom of the street light. You see the lines for the crosswalk. You see a bench there. So I really, really, really over this next week, I'm going to challenge myself to take more pictures of windows with reflections. More reflections. All right, this is from a Star Supermarket in Salinas. A little racing horse ride for kids. And you can see the reflection of the window through the window. And this is from another antique shop. I was exploring, looking at all the fancy stuff because it really inspires me as an artist to look at all the different styles through different time periods. And these shiny silver spoons were beautiful through their display case. And so I took a snapshot of that. Feel free to take lots of different types of windows. I want you to explore. This is a window study. Here's another one from Salinas downtown, and you can see this was a vintage sewing and vintage sewing and iron shop. And you can see the reflection of the trees in the window. I just love how detailed a lot of the old machines had a lot of ornate designs or embellishments on them. This is from a car wash from the car. So you're looking at the stop sign to stay put in the car wash. Another picture from downtown Salinas. You see the window. You can see through the reflection of the street light, the other building across the way, and the sky. You're okay. All right. This was from Monterey Office of Education. I love this big window in the copy room. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. I was thinking, was it built in the 60s or the 70s? I just love that they have that big window. And then they have that area to have trees and just a nice outdoor space that people can look out into while they're doing their work. So it's a nice place to make copies and just have a peaceful area. Here's a window from, this is Colton Hall in Monterey. Monterey used to be the capital of California, and this building was the capital of California. And this was a 4th of July celebration and tour. If you look closely, you can see the people through the window. I think that when I put this picture up, I used too light of a filter, so I should have had it more contrast. But every photographer is learning and growing. And so I look back in hindsight and I'm like, oh, I wish that I had provided more contrast. And there you see some tea kettles as well. And here's another display case from a dessert shop in Monterey. You see I love the musical notes, the little brownies with musical notes. All right. This is from the Carmel Mission. I used to teach at the Catholic school there, 2nd grade, and you see they had a museum there. And I really like this window. It's just like simple and beautiful. And they had the full table there at the museum, and it was so inviting. All right, this is from the Monterey Bay Aquarium through the aquarium window. And these here floating in that big old school are sardines. And they are so interesting to watch because they're so shiny. All right, this is from my school as well. When I taught, when I had a learning studio, and that's from the office window. And here we have San Francisco again. And I made this one into a kaleidoscope. So you see lots of windows. I like to change it up a bit post-production. Here's a house in Pacific Grove. And this one was getting refurbished. And I love this window on the door. Stained glass is so pretty. Here you have another window. Looking out a window. This is from another antique store. Wow, I just realized I take a lot of pictures at antique stores. I love the antique. All right, and so this is well, I was antiquing, and it's kind of an old building. You can see the handle of the window there. Some interesting, beautiful curtains, probably handmade. This is from the Frog House in Pacific Grove. It's really interesting shade of green. It's just really cool. And so you see a little rose growing there, and then you see the window. Now, if I go back, I'm definitely going to take more pictures where the windows are the focal point. Here you have a window from our cousin's house, and it's from Beverly, Illinois, when they used to live there. And it's just a fall day, and I just thought it was a beautiful view. This window is from the quill, and you see the displays, lots of tissue flowers. There we have parts of a window. So if you'd like to just focus on a certain part of the window, you're more than welcome to in your photography as well. And last but not least, we have the windows of a VW bus. This was one of the teachers had this VW bus when I taught at the Catholic school. And I just thought it was super duper cool. Um, just the windows and imagining how cool it would be to have a VW bus and just going on road trips. I remember when I was little, and they had a VW bus at the nursery school that I went to, Rocking Sea in Tampa, and sometimes we'd go on little field trips, and I just would be really super duper jazzed about going in the VW bus. So those are my window pictures. Just wanted to share a little bit um, about taking pictures of windows, and I hope that you'll take this week to explore and just have fun. Go play and have fun. Um, I hope you have a blessed day, and do something kind for your families. Take care. Bye. All right.